Top of the morning to you, and welcome to our newest episode of Capital Markets Quickie from MVP Mind Value Partners. This week has seen positive corona vaccine news, which helped propel the Dow Jones Industrial Average up more than 12% for the month of November so far. For the first time in its history, the Dow Jones crossed the 30,000 mark, and it's on track to have the best monthly gain since January of 1987. And over here in Germany, investors received some pretty interesting news regarding the leading index DAX, Deutsche Aktien Index, and I'm going to cover that in today's episode. My name is Endrit Cela, coming at you from Frankfurt, Germany, Europe's financial hub and home to the ECB. Let's take a closer look at what moved the markets this week. Even though last week was a short week on the markets due to Thanksgiving on Thursday, we saw records left and right. And even though tensions remain elevated between positive vaccine news and rapidly climbing COVID-19 cases, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the Russell 2000 managed to post fresh record highs. So what is all the fuss about the Dow Jones at 30,000 points? I mean, it definitely has a nice ring to it, but is that even significant? Let's take a closer look at some of the most important milestones of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Dow reached 100 points more than 100 years ago on January 12th of 1906, and it took more than half a century for it to reach 1,000 points. On November 14th, 1972, the Dow tenfolded its performance from 1906 and reached the mark of 1,000 points for the first time ever. It didn't take that long for the Dow to tenfold again. From 1,000 to 10,000 points, it only took 17 years, and that was on March 29th of 1999. I guess one would assume that at this speed, the Dow should have hit 100,000 points just around 2017. Well, that wasn't the case. On January 25th, 2017, only a few days after Donald Trump took office, the Dow crossed the 20,000 point mark. And just last week on November 24th, a few weeks before President Trump leaves the Oval Office, the Dow Jones crossed the 30,000 point mark. Hypothetically speaking, if the Dow were to grow at 13% annually, we would see the 100,000 point mark around November of 2030. So, 10 years from now. In terms of numbers itself, 30,000, I guess you can say, well, that's no more significant than 16,547 or 27,555. But in terms of magnitude, you can clearly see that the time it takes for the Dow to tenfold has substantially gone down. And if we'll ever see the Dow at 300,000, well, we'll just let time tell the story itself. So now moving on to Germany. After all, I do live in Frankfurt, and the German stock market along with the culture of investing are coming along quite well. The equivalent of the Dow Jones Industrial in Germany is the DAX 30, which as of last week has a positive year-to-date performance. The DAX is a blue chip stock market index consisting of the 30 major German companies trading on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Some of the companies you might have heard of, for example, Adidas, Daimler, BMW, SAP, and Deutsche Bank. However, last week on November 24th, Deutsche Börse, the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, announced an expansion of the DAX from 30 to 40 members and a tightening of the rules in response to the Wirecard accounting scandal that we had earlier this year. And the plan to introduce 10 new companies to the DAX will occur in the third quarter of 2021. So I guess 40 is the new 30, right? Okay, enough of my grandpa jokes, but what does this mean for investors looking to invest in Germany? Well, the changes will likely trigger billions of euros of passive flows for the new members. That's an obvious one. Those are likely to come from the largest stocks in Germany's MDAX gauge, which include Airbus, Siemens Healthineers, Sartorius, and Zalando. But more importantly, these changes will bring more security for investors as new rules will be implemented on both existing and prospective DAX members, including a requirement to publish quarterly statements and audited annual results with a fast exit for those failing to release them on time, which was the case time in and time out with Wirecard. The entry into the new DAX 40 will be based on market cap, a general liquidity threshold, and the new qualitative criteria which I just mentioned. New members will also need to have been profitable for the past 2 years. And before we call it a day, here are some of the potential new members and names you might have already heard of. For example, Puma, HelloFresh, TeamViewer, and Scout24. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes today's Capital Markets Quickie. To all of you listening from every corner of the globe, I wish you all the best and stay tuned for our next episode on Sunday, December the 6th.